Welcome to Harry Wilson Darts. This is something that I used to do back in the day when it was Harry's half hour. So I'm doing an interview, which I am very happy to do this one. So I'm with Arran Booth, who is the uh, what should we say owner,
Director, yeah, owner, yeah.
owner of Great Manchester Darts Coaching CIC. He is also got the Swan Darts Academy, and he used to be the Lancashire youth manager, who he actually used to manage the likes of Luke Littler and Eleanor Cairns. So please welcome Aaron Booth. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm very well, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Now we've finally got sorted after the
A few technical glitches.
little technical hitch with the recording, but we've managed to get there. So obviously, with the Greater Manchester Dart side of things, just tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, of course. So myself and James Lobley last year qualified as PDPA darts coaches. So basically, cut a long story short, we started going into schools, teaching kids from the age of 8 up to year 6, 7, 8 how to play darts. And while we were in schools, we basically met a young kid from a bit of an underprivileged background, so to speak, and he didn't really have much in the likes of obviously after school where he could go. He had autism, ADHD, so he struggled to make friends. So with that being said, myself and James put a proposal together to Greater Manchester, Salford Council. I met with our councillor, Jack Yard, and basically told him what we wanted to do, which was open a darts community hub for underprivileged kids. Jack was very, very receiving of this. Within 45 minutes of us having that conversation, emails were getting sent everywhere, and you can imagine what happened after that. We then met with a few other people after that. Dean Gilmore, which is the director of School Sports Partnership in Salford. So we got on board with him and started to go in all of his schools. We then was put in contact with a lady called Faye Flat and Amy Morris, which are our neighbourhood team. Obviously, great to have people like that from the council on board.
Yeah.
Everything that we've done so far has been because of them guys. It's not through our hard work. It's having the connections with them. Once we'd done that, basically we sat down with, there was 5 of us. It was me, James, Amy, Faye, councillor. Oh no, 6. Sorry, Martin Wilcox, which is Salford CBS. So we sat down with them and said, "Look, this is what we want to do. This is how we want to do it. How do we put this into reality?" And Martin helped us set up as a CIC, so a community interest company. A few perks to being a CIC was obviously we got access to grants, which we wouldn't normally if it was a limited company, which obviously it does help keep a steady flow of the business. So in January 26th of January this year, we officially become a CIC limited CIC company. Since then, the rest is history. We've been in. I can't even tell you how many schools we've been in so far. And this morning we'd had the conversation that we are days, Friday at the latest, of getting our keys for our first ever darts community hub. It won't be our last one, that's for sure. We obviously are planning on progressing and making it bigger. But for the time being, the first one should open May bank holiday is what we're aiming for,
Yeah.
realistically.
That's amazing, though, like you say, because obviously I know everyone, especially you hear sort of these older players, they say, "Oh, it's such an accessible sport, and it's so easy to get into starts." But I think nowadays it's a lot harder. I mean, obviously without going into the politics of it all, the price of tungsten's going up and things like that, and you're looking at a start set of darts, a decent set of darts for a kid is like at least 20, 30 quid now. You
Yeah,
know, I think when we've both played the game for obviously you're more into the coaching side of things, but when we first started playing darts when we was kids, you probably could get a set of darts from Argos, set of tungsten darts for like 10, 12 quid as a
yeah,
starter set. But even them now, with the price of tungsten, everything's gone up, and I think having something like this especially in, I mean, Manchester's obviously massive, but having something where it is accessible for kids, and you're actually sponsored by Mission as well, which I did forget to say in the intro. But did you say that they're providing you with the equipment what you need as
Yeah,
well?
so it was a conversation I had with Daryl Fitton. To be fair, I explained to Daryl what we were doing, and with his links to, the kids aspect of darts. He's been with Target, he's been with Mission, he's done a lot for youth darts. I had a bit of a basic conversation with him to explain obviously what we plan to do, and within a day, 2 days, Craig from Mission, which is the chief officer, he was on the phone to me saying, "Mate, let's be a part of this. Let's get this sorted. Let's get a meeting done." So yeah, I sat down at a meeting with him. It probably went on for about 2 hours because me, I can talk darts all day.
Yeah,
It went on for a while, and I basically given the ins and outs of obviously what we wanted to do, what we was trying to achieve. It didn't really take much for him to agree, if I'm honest. He's now agreed. Yeah, they supply us all of our equipment. They've just designed us all of our backboards, all of our shop signs, all of our, what they call it, window arts. They've designed all them for us. They've been sent to printers this morning. I've got a big delivery downstairs in my front room. Mrs. isn't very happy, but there's a lot of dartboard surrounds and lights downstairs, ready to go in the shop because we are slightly behind in opening. But yeah, literally anything that we've asked for, nothing's been difficult for them to produce. Ria and the team over there have been exceptional towards us.
yeah. That's like you say, that's really good to hear. And obviously, like you said, being able to, I suppose, partner with Mission as well. When you get a partnership with a brand, it just makes your life so much easier, because I think a lot of it is, especially when you're trying to get kids who might not be able to afford a set of darts, who might not be able to afford a dartboard. It is finding the funds for yourself to be able to say to them, "Oh, we can give you a set of darts." It's just, like I say, it's hard work
Yeah,
mixed with obviously being able to have the right connections and things like that.
having Missions obviously is great for us. We said it from the start. Is they're a local brand to us. We're based in Swinton, they're Bolton. We're 10 minutes down the road from each other. So having them support local, it's been a case where we've been offered stuff for schools. We've got an exhibition on the 24th of this month with Mission, or Mission players. A couple of others obviously coming down to one of our schools that we've done 12 weeks of, the supporting stuff like that. They've provided us with some equipment to give to the school, to kit them out. So having them as a local company, we can literally pop down the road and see them. Massive benefit, and obviously you've got the contact with Daryl. We're literally, I don't think there's been a day I've not spoken to Daryl in the last 3-4
Yeah.
weeks. To be fair.
So obviously, like I did mention in the intro, obviously you had that management side of things. Obviously, you was a player yourself at Lancashire Youth. I think, to be fair, I think the first time we ever met, it was against each other, weren't we? It
But
was
yeah,
Humberside. Yeah. What a game that was, by the way. It was a belting game. I think 3-2, and both averaged about 75. But obviously, then uh, as it is with youth county, you get to 21, you've got to stop playing, but you obviously stuck around. You managed the team for quite some time. So that sort of background of management, is that why you wanted to do this?
yeah. So obviously, even before I was too old to play county, I also took over from Stuart. I think when I was 19, so I was quite young to be taking over a team of Lancashire, the caliber of people that were playing for them, like obviously Amy and Danielle and all them. It was a silly team back then. So obviously when I was too old, when I had to give it up due to work commitments, it was quite bad, to be fair. I didn't want to, but work had to come first. And, putting a roof over our head was the main thing. I know. I think I wanted to carry on playing myself, but I just fell out of love of playing darts. I think every darts player goes through that in some time of their life. So I stopped playing for a little bit, but then it was a case of one day we was in one of our local clubs, and there was a young kid, and it was a case of we give him a set of our darts that we had, and the enjoyment of him playing darts was enough to give me that boost to get back into some sort of capacity in darts. Jamie Caven, obviously quite a well known player. part of the PDPA. I had a conversation with him, and the academy then took over Stu, who helps run Swan Darts Academy. We literally sat and had a conversation in a pub one day and said, "Oh, should we start an academy? See how it goes." Within 2 weeks of us having that initial conversation, the academy was set up. With what, 2 years in now, I think. Yeah, 2 years in that academy. Strong numbers every single week. We've got a 50 odd waiting list. It's that busy. So yeah, it's like I do. Yes, I do enjoy playing darts again. Um, don't want to do just play darts now. I'd rather the kids play now. I'm nearly 30. I can't be bothered. I don't even practice. I just turn up and play with it, play my game, and go home. Now it's got to that. I don't want any kids to do that. I'd rather you practice. Don't take my advice on that
Yeah.
one.
Kids, if there's any kids watching, practice. Don't
Yeah,
listen to
practice.
them.
Don't listen to me. But yeah, obviously we do the kids, we do the adults. We've done the level 1. We're about to go and do the level 2 with the PDPA. So yeah, I'm more of like doing the coaching side, just especially when it comes to the autistic ADHD kids, the kids that we work with nowadays in school. It's getting them involved. It's getting them doing something that they wouldn't normally do. I mean, one of the kids that we've worked with for the last 12 weeks, the mates he's made in the last 12 weeks that he wouldn't normally make. It makes it worth doing.
Yeah, that's the beauty of doing something like this, because you do find these kids who they don't really know the place. They
Mm.
struggle to make friends at school, and then they come to a place where everyone's got that common ground of enjoying something.
Yeah,
I've seen that in one of the academies in Hull. I was speaking to one of the parents. So when the vault started, one of the parents was there. I knew the parent anyway, and I said, How he enjoying it?" And they just said he's absolutely loves it. Like, he's always struggled with finding his place in a club or a team or whatever, and he said, but he absolutely loves it at the darts because they've all got the same interest, they've all got the same love of darts and things like that, and it's just, it makes me happy because it goes to show that there are going to be it's going to be a sport that is still going to be played in years to come, and I think, obviously, I know Luke Little has had a bit of an effect on that, but it's nice to see that there's so many young kids wanting to pick up a set of darts.
yeah. We call it the Littler effect, don't we? But to
Yeah,
with most of my conversations with the schools nowadays is more around the girls, the girls initiatives.
yeah,
Eleanor, let's use her as an example. Massive advocate for ladies darts, especially the youth side. Part of my conversations with the girls when we go into the schools is, look what Eleanor's achieved.
yeah,
Continuing from that little shy girl, 9-year-old, to now going on to be WF Girls World Champion, and playing the ladies series week in, week out. They're the sort of stories that you like to bring home and say, look, we've been part of that.
yeah.
But there's not as many girls playing it as there are boys, which is, in the next 12 months, is ideally what we want to push. That girls initiative, get more girls playing darts.
Yeah, that's the main thing as well, I think. But I do think, like you say, obviously with Eleanor, you've got players like Bo Fallon, obviously, who effectively started off by being the first woman to win at Ali Pali, but then since then you've just had, like you say, Bo playing in the PDC against the men. You've got Eleanor, who's been picking up, like you say, the WDF girls title. She's in the ladies series. You've got a lot more women now who are putting darts on the map, and I think
Yeah,
Gemma Hayter as well.
yeah,
She's a big.
yeah,
She's played. Obviously, I think, was it last week she was in the Modus.
yeah.
I know she was recently in it, but again, it's just pushing it to come through. I think there's not, like you say, it's giving girls that opportunity as well. A bit like when England won the Euros, it did boost women's football a lot and girls football. But yeah, I think we do need that in darts, and like you say, it's just finding that extra bit just to boost the girls' game.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's something that we've had plenty of conversations about. We're not shying away from the fact that it's going to be a challenge getting as many girls. I think there's 2, maybe 3 at our academy at the moment, which isn't a lot compared to obviously the amount of kids we've got. So yes, it's a difficult thing to do, but the amount of schools that are going into, and they see a lot of the girls coming to the after school sessions and the morning sessions, it is going to pick up. And I think when we open this community hub in Maybe bank holiday, fingers crossed. We'd like to see more girls come into that, and I think we will, especially with the links we've got with the schools. Um, don't think it'll happen overnight. Absolutely not. No. But it is something that I know a lot of academies are keen to try and attract more girls. How academies attract girls, I don't know, but it's something that we're definitely looking into.
So obviously, like you say, with great the stuff in the Greater Manchester area, what you've got, is it something that you'd obviously not you personally because you couldn't manage it around the country, but is it something you'd like to see sort of go nationwide where a bit like what you're doing with the Greater Manchester stuff, is that something you'd like to see more councils get on board with?
Yeah, 100%. I've had a lot of conversations with the PDPA coaches. So we're in a group chat with each other. I've gave them numerous of advice of how they go about it. I know there is a few that have opened in the last few weeks. Lincoln have now got a darts hub. Um,
Yeah.
Sheffield have now got a darts hub. The boss of the back by the person who owns them, not the council. But yeah, I think every council should get on, even if it's not as much as what Salford have done for us, because I can't praise them enough. They have done a hell of a lot for us. Even if it's not to the capacity they've done for us, yes, the council should get involved in it because it is something good for the community. It's giving back to the community. Um, and anyone obviously who wants to go down that route, I'm more than happy to obviously to jump on it out. I mean, Adam Paxton, let's use him as an example. He's a player on the pro tour. He's playing week in week out. Going to go and do his PDPA, and he wants to go down some a similar route. I've had conversations with Adam. I won't shy away from helping anybody. If anybody does want to go down that route, and I mean, even if you want me to help you with the proposal that we gave to the council, then yeah, most councils will say yes. I can't see them saying no. To be fair, when it comes to stuff like this,
Yeah, because like you say, I think it's the element of, especially where obviously where I'm from in Hull, your two big ones are like your rugby league and your football.
yeah,
That's like, but even then, though now, like I speak to people who are involved in them games, like the council don't really invest as much in them, like that stuff.
no,
Um, so I think in certain areas, I think it is pushing to see if if I think it'd take a bit more time, but like you say, obviously, if there's anyone out there obviously watching these videos and they want to do something similar to what Aaron's doing, absolutely go for it. And like you say, Aaron, you can drop him a message, you can drop him an email, whatever. I will leave links to his like socials, the pages, and everything like that, so you can go check it out, see what they're doing, and then if it's something that anyone wants to do, get in touch with Aaron. He'll take time out to have a chat with you and sort that out.
I mean, to be fair, like if you look at the Manchester, the hotbed of darts is, it is all. You go down the road to Oldham, Boundary Park, Dooney, and it is a lot. It's ridiculous. 128 kids there on a Tuesday and Thursday night. It's silly the amount of kids that are playing darts nowadays. But there is still areas that doesn't have kids darts. So they're the areas that obviously once we've set
Yeah,
this one up, they're the areas we want to start targeting and trying to find somebody from that local area to do these sort of things. Hence the name, obviously, Great of Manchester. We're not limited to Swinton. Um, I know that there is a lot of academies out there that are trying to push it, and
yeah.
there's still room for more.
Forget Freddie Flint's Field of Dreams. It's Arran Booth's Oche of Dreams.
It's funny you mention it. The part of his him going around was a similar idea to obviously where we got it from because we sat and watched
Yeah,
his documentary and we was like, hold on, that can be done around here.
there's a yeah,
There were method to our madness. It was around the same thing. Obviously, Freddie's a massive person in cricket. I don't have the pull like he does. Hence why it took us so long to get this community hub that we're opening, and the council have been great with it. Don't get me wrong, we're not paying massive amounts for this rent for this shop. We're really not, and we've got 24-hour access 7 days a week. Use it whenever we want to. Use it for whatever we want to. Birthday party, literally anything. As long as it's making money and the doors are open, the council says, "Run with it, mate. Run with it. You do what you need to do." So
no, like I say, I think yeah, it's just brilliant to see. It's nice to see as well, like you say, giving people a chance because years ago, darts probably was one of the cheaper hobbies, so to speak, but now it's becoming so expensive
Yeah,
because of, like you say, without getting into the politics of it, the cost of tungsten, and then you know paying dartboard dartboards are like a decent dartboard nowadays. What, 50 quid,
50,
50?
yeah. Well, tours for tours for 60 quid, aren't they? But yeah,
Yeah,
Spar's 50.
but yeah, I think like you say, what you've been able to manage and accomplish with it, it's absolutely fantastic. It's brilliant because it's like you say, it's giving kids the opportunity who might not now get the opportunity,
Yeah.
which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I say you said about tungsten. There was a post before whether we believe it or not. A price of darts is going to be 150 quid come next year, which is mental to think considering you can get a set of darts now for 40 quid, 50 quid. Unless you go to the likes of like Luke's darts and you're paying 150
Yeah,
just for his darts alone. And I seen a post the other day that he's robbing kids. Let me show you, Luke does not set prices for darts. They are set by the company, not Luke himself. But no, we get all the time people donating darts to us. I mean, I've got a shop full of office full of darts of what people have gave us. Daryl's come around the other day with 3,000 sets of flights that he's just got. They had in his garage just because he can. So yeah, we rely on stuff like that.
that's what about 30 years of darts does. He collects flights.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. There was some very, very old ones. Jockey Wilson's was in there. And, how long ago has he been playing darts? There were so many in there that was just crazy. When Josh Rock was at Josh Rock was at Mission, they were in there. Daryl's first ever sets of flies were in there. The stuff he gave us was ridiculous, but it all goes back to the kids, and
Exactly.
that's what we do it for.
That's the main thing. I think that's pretty much it, mate. Obviously, I mean, I know we spoke about Manchester Darts as well, but Swan Darts Academy as well. Is that just, is that like the JDC type stuff?
No, so we don't. We're not affiliated with the JDC at all. The the Swan Academy obviously runs on a Wednesday. It's 7 boards, 6 players to a board, and they basically do it like obviously a Grand Slam. They play for the board win. They win a few nights. They move up a board, and the aim is to be on that top board. Once you get to the top board, we see it as you're good enough to play county. Let's come and play with the Great Manchester County. I know. I mean, that county team's um, different level of darts. Some of the players that we've got playing for them is absolutely crazy. But yeah, once you get to that 7th board, you're going to have to come and play county in my eyes. So that's what we do it for. We're not JDC affiliated. I don't have a problem with them going playing in the JDC, not at all. But we're the sponsor. That academy is sponsored by Unicorn, so we did the Unicorn routine rather than the JDC routine. Yeah, that's just its own separate thing on a Wednesday evening. That.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I thought, oh god, we haven't mentioned it, so I thought we'd just obviously get that in there just to give people a bit more insight as to what the Swan Darts Academy is. But no, thanks for that. Like I said, I think we've covered it all. Obviously, is there anything else you want to mention before we obviously wrap this recording up?
No, not really. But obviously, if you're in the Manchester area, any our council sees as any kids that underprivileged in their eyes, anyone that's on free school meals. So if you are one of them most of them families that are on free school meals, you have got access to the community hub free of charge. In obviously in our area, we don't mind. The aim is for the community hub is free to low cost. Hence, as being a CIC, we rely on grants, we rely on people donating stuff to us. So if you are in our area and you want to come and play darts, hit us up on Facebook. We are going to hopefully in the next couple of days open a Google calendar so people can book in and do everything via that. The website's getting revamped as we speak. We've just had a new logo as just been posted today. So everything's getting changed in the next couple of days, hopefully ready for the grand opening with Mission on May Bank Holiday weekend is the aim.
Brilliant. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Azza. It's been nice to catch up again, mate. I don't think we spoke properly in quite a while, but it's it's nice to hear that you still obviously you're involved in the darts coaching. And it's nice to hear things like this because I think a lot of it is it can be you sort of do think about like the kids who don't get that opportunity, but you're giving them kids that opportunity, and I I know you're really humble, and you are so humble, and you're so like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But honestly, like, you're not getting the credit that you deserve.
Yeah, I've been told that a few times this week, especially by the councils. But it's one of them. If the kids are off the street playing darts with us, I couldn't care. They're doing something I enjoy. They're doing something hopefully that they're going to enjoy for the next 5, 10 years. You never know. We might have another world champion on our hands. Who knows?
You never know. But no, thanks for coming on. Like I say, I'll leave all the social media, websites, any links that is to do with the Great Manchester Darts and the Swan Darts Academy as well. I will leave them links in the description of the video. Thanks again, Aaron, for coming on. And remember, guys, like, subscribe, and comment.
Cheers, Harry. Thank you very much.